It don't matter.
We got finessed. We got finessed into wasting hundreds of dollars at a time on shoes that's not.
I
made
definitely
to last.
bought like
In fact,
7 to 10 pairs of white Air Force.
Do you know? All right, so you want me to tell you something about Air Force Ones?
what?
Those are what they call them a display shoe. Those are shoes like you're supposed to be able to put it up in your house like a trophy, like,
but not wear them.
Right? Like they didn't even make.
Why you
those
say
to
that?
wear. Huh?
Why you say that?
Cause this is just how it is. Like that's what they'll tell you if you go to like Foot Locker and talk to the people in the stores.
But are they saying that
downtown?
Are they saying that just because it's all white, or because it's?
Because there's a lot of all white shoes.
After they made, because that's one of the original Air Force Ones colors. Like if not the OG. After they started making those, they made some that was supposed to last if you wear them.
Yeah, like
those
are
not
Black History ones.
Yeah, those.
I mean, there's a lot of pairs of Air Force Ones that don't crinkle, like the all white ones, like the cocaine joints, that don't get smudges right out of fucking Foot Locker.
Yeah,
I'm talking. You ain't even throw them bitches on yet, bro. Like and they got smudge on them bitches, bro. Like there's some that don't do that. But I don't feel like there was display shoes. I feel like Air Force Ones are shoes that was meant to buy they're meant for people who's gonna buy more than one pair.
If Jordans is wrestling man and action figures, then Air Force Ones all whites is like those little play figures that stay on the mat that you can't really move their arms or nothing. They just stay in one position. Like and then if you playing with them with your other toys, you just look silly as hell.
You funny as hell. I was still the kid that played with them bitches though.
But so other Air Force Ones is not like that though.
Huh?
Because I feel like all Air Force Ones is like that.
I mean,
like they gonna wrinkle, they gonna get messed up.
I was an Air Force One fanatic in high school. I definitely had some Air Force Ones that I could wear into the dirt, and like I'd be wearing them and playing in them and all that, and I could still wear them and they'll look fresh.
Your Air Force Ones?
Yes.
The black ones? You had the black ones?
No, I had the gray metallic ones.
You had black ones.
The black ones for one. Those was my work shoes, which is always reliable.
If you, I can't trust you, work. Snoop. You wore black Air Force Ones, period.
I wore them to work, period.
Do you got black Air Force Ones on right now?
No, I got on some Ewings, Metallica.
Because with that, like with those overalls,
reflection, Metallica with the 3M.
As long as they not black Air Force Ones, Snoop.
I just got to show my co-host how to dress.
Them actually, I feel like what you would get on some black Air Force Ones, you'd get on that same shit with those on, with those Ewings on. I feel like you get on that same shit.
Hey man.
It's not bad though.
I'm a dirty guy.
I don't want to spend an intro talking about no fucking Air Force Ones, bro.
Oh, we got an intro?
Yes. We finally got an intro. All right.
What is this?
He said, all right, let me work with this.
I've been working on this shit. Good morning, everybody. We're here with Not Your Average Podcast. You're here with your co-host, your host. 6'7", you're here with your co-host, Eran Carter, and you're here with your boy, Snoopy Tremblay. Hey!
Everybody look at the people. They want to see us.
Hey, that's
you know
what's up.
Yeah, I got some criticizing. What's the word for it? What's the word for past criticism?
Criticism.
Yes. I got some criticism.
I said it, and then you credited him.
Somebody close
I
to
deserved
us,
it.
Somebody close to home, a friend of the show, said that we don't look at the camera enough. Now, here's my thing. I didn't know we were supposed to look at the camera in the podcast. So, we're going to try that shit. I ain't going to really look at the camera, though. That shit kind of weird.
We could try a little bit.
We could try it a little bit. We got a sign now behind the camera that is supposed to help us look that way. So, hey, we've been here, I ain't going to lie, since episode 1, we've been hearing a lot of shit. A lot of shit. Like,
a lot of great
shit.
feedback.
A lot of great fucking feedback.
A lot of love.
A lot of that shit.
Yeah.
A lot of that shit. What you hear? What have you heard?
Well, the first thing I heard was one of my big brothers. I consider him a big brother. He was just telling me some points that we can improve on, and then he told me like what he liked, and mostly what he think we should improve on.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're gonna take everything that we feel we should improve on. We're gonna take what we want and leave what we don't. Basically, I told you that.
More or less of his story, what he's saying right now is that we don't give a fuck about, like, we hear you, we implement that shit, we get so many, like, people that hit us up and tell us, like, what we should do, what we shouldn't do, and shit like that. But at the end of the day, you guys, this is not your average podcast. We're not uniform. We don't give a fuck about that type of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're all about doing this shit our way. If the shit's been done before, we're gonna do it a different fucking way.
And better.
Like the
Harold's chicken sandwich. Yes.
I gotta try that shit, bro.
Talk about it.
I don't want to talk about the Harold's
Why?
chicken.
Why we not talking about chicken
I
sandwiches?
haven't tried it. What
No,
we
let's
gonna
So
say?
when
about
it's
the Harold's
Popeye's
chicken
chicken sandwiches, yeah, we can talk about it. But when it's Harold's,
I ain't
y'all don't
talking
want to
about that
support our
shit.
people.
I don't know. Popeyes is our people, boy.
Harold's
No, they
is not
not.
gonna make
Popeyes is our people,
25
bro.
billion.
What is the Popeye? Ain't
You
that
said
like-
Harold's not gonna make 25.
Harold's
They
not
already
gonna
made
make
it.
25 billion off that chicken sandwich.
They already
in a
made
week.
it. They already.
Come on now.
But they been in the hood. They been made 25 billion, boy.
What?
You don't think they made 25 billion? How much you think Harold's made since they've been out? When did they
Okay.
drop? When did Harold's make their first? When did they establish?
Who knows? Well, that's probably. Hey, you ever notice how like all these companies, like when you look at like the dates when they put it on there, it'd be like 1970s,
Facts.
1960s. They be old.
Do they
as
be
hell.
lying?
No,
Do you feel like
I
these
don't think
companies be
they
lying?
No.
I don't think
Bro,
they
I
lie.
swear to
I
God,
definitely
bro.
know the
Lance
clothing.
Crafters have
lie.
not been around since
I ain't gonna lie.
1946, boy. Lance
you think-
Crafters, no.
You think one old
Yes.
person didn't step up and be like, I don't remember this store.
Yes. I'm telling you, I want. You right. I should ask an old person next time we go into there and I see some established and woo. I should ask the nearest old person like, you heard this shit back when you was a shorty, when you was a kid. You've ever heard of Lens Crafters?
No, facts, because if
You
they
ever look
don't,
at
then
the
we can
dates on some of
expose
your
their
clothes?
ass.
Period.
We gonna expose them.
You ever look at the dates on some of your clothes? You be like, man, I got this polo shirt from 1976. Like,
No. What the fuck is? You did that? You got a shirt that was old as hell like that?
No,
Bro, they
brands
be
be like
saying,
that too.
Oh,
old
you
as
saying
hell.
like the
Yeah.
company came out around
Yeah.
time. Oh.
No, but my dumb ass when I was a kid, I thought that's when the shirt was made. I'm
Yeah.
thinking I had on old drip. You know what I'm saying?
Snoop
What
funny
is
as hell.
Navy?
Old Navy?
Old Navy.
Navy. They say
Yeah.
they old as hell.
What's the young Old Navy? They lying, bro. Get
They
the-
do be having
I
old
think
ass
it's like
cars, right?
2001, boy.
Aeropostale, they like
2000
1970 something.
Aeropostale, yeah, that was. I was wearing Arrow when I was
That's
when I
a
was
blast
You
to the
wore Arrow?
past.
When I was no, not Arrow, Abercrombie and Fish. I got
Okay,
pictures in that
okay.
when I was like
I didn't wear Arrow.
2, 3 or some shit
This
like
is
that. What's
What?
that?
None.
What is it?
What is
Nah,
that?
you already
What's
put
that?
yourself in the
Check
hole.
the tag. What's the tag on that
Look,
shit? What is that?
Free
What is
endorsement. What is
that? What is
it?
that? Yeah. What is that?
It's Abercrombie and Fish. I ain't never wore Aeropostale.
But I wore the store across the aisle.
funny as hell, bro.
There's only one shirt.
I wore the store next door, but I ain't never.
Why
wore
you ain't
it.
say it out
I
loud?
was
You
looking
should say it out
for a
loud.
pink shirt, and I found a pink shirt. Period.
Okay.
Oh, you saying the shirt is
the shirt,
Abercrombie?
the shirt.
So is there a big ass AF on the
No,
on that shirt?
hell no.
All right,
No, I
facts,
ain't gonna
all
do
right.
that. I ain't gonna do
You
that.
straight, bro. At the end of the day,
It's an A-N-F.
you don't. The clothes don't make you. You make the clothes.
Facts.
Them overall Snoop got on. He makes that shit. He didn't buy that shit. You feel me? He put that shit together.
Yeah,
Period.
when he snapped that bitch, it kills me. Every
It's
Yeah.
nasty as hell, bro.
Snapping.
You got on basketball shorts under that?
No, naked. Naked. Free ball.
Believe him when he say shit like that.
Yep.
When Snoop say some shit like that, believe that shit.
Different type of basketball. Free balling.
But I fuck Snoop on his wave, boy. Cause he got the skull cap with the do-rag on under with dreads. That's his shit.
Yeah.
He got that wave. That's his shit. And I rock with it.
Oh, we didn't even do
We
it.
forgot about
Look,
this in the intro,
we
y'all. We
got
getting
him
better
started,
with this
bro.
shit though. I'm proud of you niggas, man.
Watch the watch.
Because you play football, I linked into it.
Oh my god, bro.
Man, throwbacks. Blast to the past. Y'all remember when you used to get 4 bags of chips for the $1?
No, I do not. You
I
talked about that
definitely
before the
remember
show,
that, bro.
and I do not
It used to be
remember
a
that shit.
thing.
I
Like,
do not remember that shit.
the
Bro,
value
you
of
used
a
to get
dollar has
so
changed.
much. You used to get so much with $1. I used to go to the corner store before my corner store burned down. Saddest thing that ever
Yeah.
happened in my childhood. I used to go down like literally down at the end of the block on the corner. I used to go in there. I used to get like bags of hot flamers with cheese.
I was never a part of that era.
A drink. They used to give you gum for 25 cents. I used to
Oh
get
my
everything
God.
for like $3.
Nah, I remember
bro.
that shit. I remember being able to get a lot with $1. I do remember that. But 4 bags of chips, maybe I didn't care about. I don't even like 4 different chips. I think that's what it was. I ain't gonna eat 4 bags of the same fucking Ruffles that I always like.
I
I
used to
got,
get the same chips. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I got 6 sisters, 5 brothers right now. But growing up, some of those is new. It was about 4 and 4 of us. And I remember my mama, she used to be able to give us $2. And we'd all go to the store and get hella shit. And I just remember my youngest brother, Dariante, being the one irritating ass sibling that instead of us being able to go to the store and get an endless amount of fruities, this man like, nah, I want some chips. So now we all got to really split shit.
Yeah, nah.
Before his ass got old enough to come to the store with us, we used to be able to go in that bitch, $2, get dumbass fruities, like a big ass bucket of fruities, and just walk out. We all splitting shit.
Speaking of fruities, y'all remember them days that they used to sell the fruities at the end of the school day? Like it'll be some kid in your school that's coming to your classroom with like
I knew a teacher selling shit.
It'll be a teacher too.
Teachers
Facts.
used to do it too.
They used to have them little baggies, and they had a Fruities. I used to really hate the motherfuckers who separate them by color. Like get your bean head ass.
What was the white ones? The white package, but every
white
color
Fruities
was different. No. Was it Fruities?
Nah,
It's not Fruities. Fruities is
Fruities are the little things that you. Yeah, it's like a little. It's like a flavored Tootsie Roll.
What was the other ones? It had like a little kid.
Describe it more.
Chewies.
Chewies
Was definitely fucking fat.
You ain't like Chewies?
You don't like Chewies?
Come on now, bro. You lying? Chewies?
Where do y'all even find them shit?
Chewies, chews, nigga.
Chewies, yeah.
What?
The fucking nasty ass squares.
That
y'all used to-
I don't know.
The Fruities was
Whoever used to
circular.
eat
like
those-
circular
You ate
better-
little bags of carrots.
Whoever ate Chewies when they was kids probably smoke blacks now. I ain't gonna lie. Same individuals.
Wow.
This nigga ate little bags of carrots. I ain't left the crib.
I
And
did.
flavorless
with
granola
ranch.
bars.
With ranch on them
granola
shits.
bars.
I ain't
Know
gonna
what I'm
lie.
saying?
I used to put the ranch in the little bag and then just eat it like it was flaming hots with cheese on it.
The fuck, boy? No. The only time I ate carrots,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
that's nasty.
You nasty.
That's nasty.
I'm not carrots and celery, boy.
The only time I ate carrots was when we took the eyesight test.
What you thought you was gonna see better?
I really thought it was brain food. And I went to the hospital that day. I didn't know I was allergic to
Did you
carrots.
finish your test?
Wow.
You ain't even
Yeah, I was
finish
allergic
your
to them.
test.
Wow.
I had turned purple and shit. It was girls in the classroom and shit. They was looking at me like, he purple.
The school was crazy as hell back then.
What's cool?
Just any school in general. Back in those days, I sat testing, like regulated tests, like all that shit.
I never passed the eyesight test.
Man, I don't think I ever took the eyesight test.
You
I took
had
the
a
ACT.
quarrel with school
Nigga,
systems
what?
and what schools teach and shit like that. You was telling me that shit the other day.
Oh yeah, like I feel like I wish I was still in school now because if I was, I would go at it with my teachers for real. Like I feel like schools the curriculum doesn't really teach at least the minority what they should know. Like for example, when
Great
Black
segue,
history-
guys. Proud of you niggas. Thought you was gonna have that shit. Great segue.
Yeah, I thought you
Go
was
ahead.
Mr. Transparent.
Go ahead.
For example, Black History Month is 30 days, 29 to be exact, because they picked the shortest month to have Black History Month.
Exactly.
But in Black History Month, they decide to teach children Black history, but they always start with slavery.
Right.
And
yeah.
I feel like to start with slavery is just saying that you want to keep these people locked in that moment. Like you want to make sure that they are mentally enslaved because they can't put things on our wrist anymore. We too strong now. It's too many of us. And we're not going to go for that shit, especially in Chicago. Making sure they know. But I feel like they can mentally and manipulate us in a way that we are still enslaved, and that's what they're doing now. Going back to the schooling system, it's like they keep us in that time by teaching us about that time. We don't, because we're not going to go, and most of us are not going to go and look for ourselves to see what we were before slavery. Most people don't know that we were kings and queens before slavery. We had land and power and societies, whole societies. Indians weren't they weren't savages. They were probably the most smart, like empowering people.
Resourceful.
On Earth.
Yeah.
Exactly. They used the earth for everything. They knew like how to treat themselves, how to empower their bodies, and how to like learn and feed their mind, not with knowledge, but with food from the earth, with herbs and stuff like that. So just keeping us in that time period,
Right.
I feel like locks us away from stuff we should know because there's a lot of stuff we don't know as a people.
To go with what you're saying, but to go one thing, they are still putting shit on our wrist. You know, they are still putting shit on our wrist. But
They're like what? For the people that, may not pick up on what you're saying, though.
on what they put on our wrist,
Yeah.
handcuffs. They're putting handcuffs on our wrist. And to be honest with you, they put handcuffs on our wrist. They put laws around our necks, and they throw us in and they keep us behind bars.
And there are still
You know
people
what I'm
who are
saying?
enslaved too.
Very much.
It's
Very,
not-
very much. If a group of people are being oppressed, then we're still enslaved.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, period. And oppression works in a lot of ways. But that is true though, bro. Like I in history class, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I flunked that. I never gave a fuck about what I was learning in my school because I had people around me who, you know, was teaching me other things outside of school that was teaching me like, oh, okay, but this is how we came to America. This is how, you know, this is how like America, like this is who Christopher Columbus really is. Like, this is what he's done.
Columbus is messed up, to be honest.
And who Leif Erikson really is.
Yes, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So with that being said, I would come to school the next day. You know, say I heard this from my Uncle Ed on a Saturday, and you know, whatever. I come back to school on a Monday, and as soon as I go into history class, and you put up this in front of me, I'm thinking about what Uncle just said.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about what Uncle just said, and also, you know, I think about what I just read. You know what I'm saying? Like. And I don't believe that I'm the person that just hears what's, you know, I hear what you said to me and I run with the shit. You know, I used to challenge my uncles. I used to challenge everybody who was telling me the right shit because I thought like, okay, well, it's a whole system teaching me this shit, like the school system. Like I've been hearing this shit since 3rd grade. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you know?
It goes back to what we was talking about in episode 1 about the Constitution not being made for us. Really, those history books and stuff they pushed us, those not made for us anyway.
That's like, not made for us. Like, what did you say? That it's like white people's greatest hits?
Yeah, that was him that said that.
Oh, I think that was Miguel said that. Yeah, Miguel said that.
Yeah, but it's like the names that's on that ain't even for us. You know, we don't know no McGraths in our community. The fuck? Like, that's all.
Yeah, no facts.
Y'all heard of track schools?
A track school?
Yeah, track schools.
Like running track?
A lot of inner city Chicago schools, they'll be called track schools. Like, that's what, you know, the government officials and stuff refer to them as because they're putting students on track to do certain careers. We had a track school. I grew up on the west side of Chicago. William Penn was a track school that pushed students towards the factory workers. At my high school, they had signing up for the U.S. Army in the lunchroom. You could do that. Like, that's something that
they were doing that in my school too.
Yeah, and a good percentage of us could go to the Army straight out of high school. It was like we was on track to do that. It was. You'll have some schools that track you towards the business. You'll have some schools that track you towards medical. We don't see a lot of those though.
Yeah, you don't.
We see track towards factories, track towards the work field, or track towards the Army. You know what I'm saying?
So, how about this concept? What do y'all think about this? Imagine a United States. I'm not going to talk about outside the United States because I've never been outside the United States.
Thanks, me either.
But let's say United States because they're probably doing this outside of this already. Skip high school, teach what you learn in high school, or learn that before high school. You know, so all the easy shit, all the shit that we didn't have to learn in grade school, learn the high school shit in grade school, go straight to college afterwards.
Okay. So skip the high school?
Skip high school.
So what are you going to college at, 12?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. Switch up the curriculum in college.
Nah, because I feel like...
Switch up what you do in college. Switch up what happens in college. Like, let's learn. Because here's the thing, bro. If you pull your kid out of school early, and then you teach that kid business, finance, and everything else like that, that kid will learn that.
All right,
no matter what grade he's in.
All right, let me speak on that, though. You could learn all that shit before... You know, you get out of college, but part of college is you got to learn like maturity. You got to learn how to live in the real world.
That's
you're gonna go straight.
So how do you learn that?
All right, let me give you this example though. Mm-hmm. It does depend on the child. I feel like I needed those years of high school to grow.
Why?
You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't ready for the real world straight.
High school.
Out of the years that I was
it sounds to me like high school maybe slowed your growing down or lengthened it out, stretched it out to a point where you gotta.
That's the time you really learn how to interact with people and communicate with like the masses and stuff. You don't really. So everybody in grade school goes with trends, goes with fads. You know what I'm saying? High school, you really get to be yourself, learn yourself. You saying? Then when you get to college, you more prepare yourself in the world. I feel like that's just high school and college together is 8 years to figure this shit out before you get into the real world, basically.
Okay, but here's the thing: there's people dealing with the real world in high school. I feel like. What taught you in high school? What got you ready socially and mentally for college? What did that in high school?
Other than the curriculum, what you basically need to get into the college is like if you taking the gen eds in colleges and you don't know anything you learned in high school, you ain't gonna make it.
Why couldn't you learn that at 14 to 15? Well, at 13 and 14 years old.
That's why I said it depends on the kid because
it does depend on
or the
kid.
child. A kid is a baby goat.
Well, really?
Yeah,
That's the name of baby goat? A kid?
that's why I don't
Really?
call my sisters kids.
I thought it was a lamb.
I call them food, but that's me.
It might be a lamb.
It is a lamb.
I think it's a baby goat.
I call it gyro meat.
But that's why I say it depends on the child because it's like there probably are children. There are children who are in college at a young age.
Yeah, facts.
But not every child is going to be able to do that. They're not going to be able to withstand that type of pressure and,
Right.
There's actually 3 names for it.
lifestyle.
Now, and another thing is, high school and grade school is like requirements. College is optional. You know what I'm saying? They got rules in America that say you gotta go through that level of schooling.
Well, they could scratch that and make college
Exactly.
optional and make high school not.
College is
Exactly.
optional.
Well,
I
college
think-
is optional.
Yeah.
College is
I'm
optional.
saying that they can make college
Mandatory.
mandatory and make everything else optional.
Yes.
Or not make it at all. But I'm saying that I think that what are you looking for?
Keep talking.
Looking like a real alcoholic over there, Aaron.
But I'm not. You can tell by the top I'm not. Look at the top.
Look at him. Look at me. Look. Look what he's doing.
Look at the top, guys.
Look what he's doing.
Look at the top, guys. You should know what I'm drinking by here. If you don't know what I'm drinking by now, I don't like you.
They not gonna
Probably
know what
won't
that
like
is.
That means you need to change your lifestyle if you don't know what I'm drinking right now.
I forgot what I was saying. What was we talking about?
All right, so you was talking about the fact that college should be mandatory and everything else should be not.
Yeah, so I feel that it is a maturity thing because you have to know how to organize and categorize your life before you go to college. You cannot go to college without being some type of mature. And I feel like a lot of children don't have that at a young age.
Why, though? Why do you have to be mature? Why do you have to be so ready for life
It's a
when
lot.
entering a place where you learn about what you want to do?
It's
in
not
life?
that you
Why do
have
gotta-
to be. Like, for me, for example,
should.
I can go and not be that and learn because I adapt to certain situations. But every person is not like that. So there's a lot of people who would fail just period.
Yeah.
From
You can't
jumping
sit in
into
high
it like
school
that.
and after period 1 ends, you stay at your desk, put your head down, go to sleep, and stay there the rest of the day. You can
used
go
to
to
do that.
college, go to your dorm room, lay in your bed, and just say, fuck all my classes for the day.
Okay, so
I'm too
I
lazy
get
to
that.
up.
I get that. What I'm trying to get at is, it's not the college
Right.
that's making you not mature. It's not the
Right.
high school that's making you not mature. Like you got to.
Facts.
Yeah.
It's not that. Okay, they gave you. I mean, you're paying. Look, some of these tuitions are $40,000,
Mine.
$50,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They gave you the option to be able to take 2 hours in between class, 3 hours in between class, and
Right.
go live on the school campus. They gave you that option. You can do that because you're now old enough to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you was able to do this shit at 12, take away the 2 hour in between class shit, take away the $40,000 fucking tuitions and shit like that. Take away all of this shit, it can still be called college.
12-year-old me, I ain't gonna lie, masturbating all day.
Okay, that's cool. That's understandable.
that don't make
That's,
you
okay,
not
that
smart.
okay, but that's cool. But what you wasn't doing that at school. You wasn't doing that shit when you was.
I had the hole in the pocket, you know what I'm saying? Pocket pool, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my
I don't even want to ask you if you really did that shit.
Take some scissors, cut some hole in your little dick.
Yeah, I-
you know what I'm saying?
With those overalls and the skull cap with the do-rag under this shit, I'm sure you did that shit for real. But no, I'm saying,
I
like, what
feel you,
I'm saying, bro, like, take away all the freedom and take away how they made high school and how they made college. Like, they had to have gave you that freedom in college for you to come and pay $50,000, $40,000 to come and be a part of this shit. A lot of the
That's
people
facts,
don't
though.
give a fuck about what they learned in college, bro. They go for the experience. That's
Yeah.
all they going for. And then
That's
they get that shit and don't do shit with it afterwards. Now they got all this debt. Take away all of these shits and you're good, bro. Like, and then they're gonna do what the fuck they supposed to do for real.
College
like,
is
you know what I'm
definitely
saying?
a scam, period. Unless
It's a
you
scam.
use it for your
It's a
benefit.
scam. If you rewrite that shit the way we're talking about, it won't be a scam. It'll be mandatory. And if it's mandatory, you're gonna do what the fuck you gotta do at a young age. It don't matter the age. They make us believe that 12-year-olds gotta learn fucking phonics and shit. They gotta learn, you know what I'm saying? Not even 12. When did we learn phonics? Early as fuck. There's kids when I was learning how to trace, there was kids doing algebra. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, so if we do it like that, then it would be okay. So let's say high school and grade school and all that shit is like that's gone. So if we start in college that way, it would have to be longer. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Instead of having high school 4 years, junior high.
What y'all think is the main
2 years.
difference? What y'all think is the difference between high school and college, though, education wise?
I feel like high school is drugged out. I feel like not drugged out. What's the word? Drugged out. It's like, stretch the fuck out to get you ready to spend that bread. And if you went hard enough, you can get in this bitch for free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you went hard enough.
Yeah,
but
that's
like period. Like but
fact.
if you don't go hard enough, we're gonna get you mentally ready to apply for this financial aid and apply for this financial. Like we're gonna get you ready to pay this bread back in 10 years.
And they don't even break it down to you like that till damn near you already done start sending in applications.
Period.
Like they don't really give you all the keys to
They don't.
success like they say they do.
They don't.
The educational system is who I'm referring to when I say they.
You gotta learn all that stuff yourself. That's why I say college is a scam, because
it's a business.
Nothing is gonna prepare you for everything you need. Nothing is perfect in life.
Mm-hmm.
So
I wouldn't say so much as a scam, it's a business. Just
a
like
business.
you could say like the prison industry is a business, like college
That
is
shit
right
is
up
a
there
scam.
with it.
Yo, same way you can look at Walmart as a fucking business or a scam. All the thing you pay 11. If you pay, bro, I'm gonna tell you this right. You pay $18 for a bag of charcoal. How much you think it costs them to put that charcoal in the bag and get that charcoal themselves? It costs them way less than $18. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anything on that shelf to get it there costs way less.
but that's feel like that's different.
It's a scam at the end of the day.
That's not really a scam, because I make a certain amount off of my grooming prices, but I have to get that commission to make more than what I'm charging you. That's just business.
Do you
But-
feel like a full haircut with chalk, paint, all that stuff that you do? And let's name all the things you could possibly do to a dog who isn't bad as fuck on your table. Do you think that's worth $500, $400?
It's not $400.
How much is it?
Chalk. For
Everything
haircut,
you could
For
possibly
everything you could possibly do to a dog, that the highest tag price. What is
Everything?
Yeah.
Jesus. 150, 200 probably.
For everything?
For everything.
Is it worth that? Literally.
For a dog that's
Not
good.
bad. That's good. Is it worth that?
No, probably
No.
half that.
No. It's
Half that.
business is business, scam, they related.
But I'm
they
saying
cousins.
that schooling is different. If they're actually preparing you for life, if they're teaching you
Then they should
everything
set you
they're
up with a
supposed
job.
to know and
Yeah.
set you up for a job, I feel like that's different.
They should set you up with a job
It
afterwards.
shouldn't be 11,000, but I mean it's more than that. But it shouldn't be that much.
It definitely shouldn't be that.
But-
if they're not giving you a job.
I think that it's a little bit different.
Damn. That's great.
Facts.
What's the moral of the story, man?
Moral of the story of that? I mean, there is no moral of the story for that, bro. Like, that's what we've been dealing with, the same curriculum since how long were we in school? We've been dealing with this shit for a long time. And how long will we deal with this shit? Will our kids deal with this shit? Yes. I'm quite sure it is. Will this shit get worse? Maybe.
Probably.
Global warming is getting worse. The world is getting worse, low key. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure that the big guys is making all the big bucks who are controlling these schools are gonna find a way to get more.
Yeah, that's all I care about.
So there's no moral story. The moral story is that we should know what we should know, and what we just talked about is how we should think. Let's try to think like that. Let's try to think like that. I say let's pull our kids out of these fucking schools.
Yeah.
Let's pull our kids out of these schools. Let's learn some shit ourselves so we can teach our kids some shit.
I'm not in the business of telling people how to think, but
Nah,
I
fuck
do
that.
think we got some valid points, man.
Yeah,
Y'all
fuck that
just
shit,
listen,
bro.
pick up what
America
you
is telling
can.
people how to think every day.
Every
How to
fucking
think,
day.
How to live, how to do
Every
everything.
day.
And that's how they control.
Yeah.
So
Every day.
That's what you have to do.
But the thing is, this conversation is I didn't do good in school at all, so I shouldn't even be talking about school. No cap. But what I do want to talk about is what I did learn in school. And what I did learn in school, shout out to my boy OKZ, that these hoes deceiving.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Facts.
All right, that's the moral of the story. These hoes deceiving.
story.
Get you broke.
Moral story, the only thing you learn in high school is these bitches deceiving.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? That's what he taught me.
Straight up, just like this. He finna
Click. All right, so here's my thing. Why unbuckle it and then buckle it back? What made you do
This
that?
is, when you
and then hold it like this.
when you
Look.
finna
Yeah, like
when you finna leave and go somewhere, you put your seatbelt on, right? Right? Fasten up.
Are those made out of seat? Did you make this?
Nah, I ain't make this.
You didn't make that? It
Nah,
looked like you made it.
I wish.
Those look like seatbelt things. You know what? I'm really starting to hate this damn outfit. Like now I'm starting to hate it. But the hat and the do-rag shit, I'm talking about it, but I'm low-key hating. God,
Yeah.
that's kind of a good idea.
Well, we finna get the fuck out of here. You can head on the way home.
All right, man. What?
Yeah.
You know, dumbass.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you where you got the hat from. And I'm gonna try it. If you see me do that, just don't think it
I like
came
that.
from you.
I ain't gonna lie.
Hey.
I might have to get one of those.
Hey, salam.
So
All right, we out of here.